everybody. Welcome to the most irrelevant podcast on the internet. It's been a while, so sorry about that. You're joined
there's
today.
some spider webs everywhere. There's a lot of spider webs.
You're joined today by your boy Matt.
Yeah, hi. I'm Clint Lane, aka Brandon. I still exist, guys.
And my name is Ahlun, and I'm a weep now. And let me introduce to our guest, the very own, the one, the only, Gucci Mane.
Hi, hello, yes, that's me. I do raps and I'm on the Hot 100.
I love your stuff, man. Welcome to the show.
Alright, so speaking of raps, today we're going to be talking about emo trap music.
Oh boy.
So basically, 2017 has pretty much been seeing this rise of emo trap music, namely with the hit single by Lil Uzi Vert titled XO TOUR Llif3. Now, from my perspective, it seems like emo trap has been like a long time coming. When you look at the direction hip-hop's been going in, the beats have been getting bleaker, more darker. It was only a matter of time before the lyrical content would catch up, as well as the sort of emo cycles kind of coming in waves. Like, there was a big emo surgence about a decade ago with bands like Fall Out Boy, Panic at the Disco, My Chemical Romance, Brand New, etc., etc. A whole big emo movement.
And those people who grew up with those bands is actually making music now.
Exactly, and now that trap has slowly been becoming one of the most dominant genres, it makes sense that that's the style of direction that these emo artists are going in.
So I guess we should start by talking about kind of the forebearer of emo trap music. Love is Rage 1.5.
Okay, so a little bit of backstory here. So Lil Uzi Vert is touring with The Weeknd on Europe, and he found out the news that her girlfriend is break up with him, with him, and so he rushly make this album as a direct response or so the condition that he has, which is anxiety, depression, and the thought of death. So yeah, this is what he got now.
Except, actually, the album's barely about that, but whatever. Still pretty good, though, actually. I remember last year, actually around this time, I was listening to all Lil Uzi Vert's mixtapes, and they're not good. Like, Love is Rage 1, not 1.5, when we're talking about today. Lil Uzi Vert vs. The World, Perfect Love Tape. They're not good mixtapes. They're actually quite bad, if I'm being honest. But this is, it's good stuff. It's kind of the upbeat production he was meant to rap over, and his voice is a lot more tolerable this time, certainly. But would I say this is emo music? Not really, if I'm being honest. XO TOUR Llif3 kind of is, what's the other one called? Love Scars Chaos 100. Yeah, those are both, kind of emo. But other than that, it's not really an emo project. I'm not really sure why we're calling this emo project. Still pretty damn good, actually.
Yeah,
10 out of 10.
the part where it's getting good is the sample. Damn, that Reading Rainbow sample, man. Holy shit, that is really good. And that's why I really relate how boring shit is. Like, the fact that he used Steven Universe references and Kanye West with hentai at the same time. Oh my god, it's so good. And that doesn't counter the fact that XO TOUR Llif3 is probably one of his best songs to date. With those, hazy beats and all that, and his performance, which is, by the way, one of the best performers of 2017 so far. Don't add me. It almost a perfect 10, but YSL is just sucks. Really sucks so hard. It's just mumble, and yeah, that is not my cup of tea. Overall, it's an 8 out of 10. Good EP or mixtape or whatever.
So I just find it interesting that a project that spawned the song that's easy to credit as the forefront of this emo trap boom we've been seeing is not very emo as a whole. I mean, there is XO TOUR Llif3, and that's we'll have to go a bit more in depth on that song. But yeah, the project as a whole wasn't really like that, and that's just going off of what you guys have been saying. I haven't actually heard it, So yeah.
You should listen to Boring Shit. Because Boring Shit is actually kind of relatable to everyone in the music community, actually.
Okay, I'll check it out.
Yeah.
So, with XO Tour Life itself, this song it's an interesting one because looking at the behind the scenes video with the producer TM88, he was just like, yeah, we made this beat and it got rejected by whoever was supposed to use it. I don't even remember now. And then he just like took it, put it in gross beat and did some stuff with it and basically turned it into the XO Tour Life beat. And I think that's really cool because he took this kind of slow sounding thing that was just going to be like a regular trap beat, and it got turned into sounding more of like an emo type thing just with the kind of sound it produced when it came out. So it was kind of coincidental, I think. And then Lil Uzi Vert said that, and he took the personal experiences that Ahlun was talking about earlier and put that together to make XO Tour Life. And the one interesting thing I really think about this song is how the lyrics aren't super focused. I know, like, Rap Critic really hammered that point in, and it's not like the biggest
And
deal
also
to me.
Spectrum Pulse.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
a lot of people, actually.
It's just interesting because a lot of trap rap, I think, from what I've heard at least, I don't want to brand the whole genre as this, but a lot of it doesn't really stay on topic either. It seems to sort of be like they're trying to stick with normal trap topics, but in the end their sadness kind of overcomes it and they end up focusing on their sadness and such.
I think it was kind of the facade that they made to hide their emotion, but when they have to open their emotion, it's really raw, like really raw stuff. At least it's what I'm taking here. So, yeah.
So basically, this album, I wouldn't classify it as emo, not even like as emo as Lil Uzi other projects, because in those are like have a lot of happy songs, and so it'd be hard to be less emo than them. But he also has a lot of depressing songs on there, and with this, it's more like one or two depressing songs. But XO Tour Life sort of leading this new wave of emo trap is sort of good, because not only is XO Tour Life a very good song, but a lot of emo trap is. So while the Love is Rage 1.5 EP, it's not at all his best project he's put out, but it's probably his most influential at this point. What with him pretty much starting a whole wave because of this, like, debatably. So
Yeah, I can definitely see that.
Yeah.
And it's odd because, like, XO Tour Life, at least from my perspective, kind of happened out of nowhere. Like, I mean, sure, Uzi already had some buzz with his singles Money Longer and You Was Right. And then Bad and Bougie really took him off and really spread his name around because that song blew up and became a #1 hit. But still, just the fact that XO Tour Life is as boundary pushing as it is, I mean, you don't really expect to turn on your radio stations and hearing some guy screaming, "All my friends are dead!" So, you know, it's to me, it was really unexpected that something like this would catch on, but it did.
I think it is the power of the internet, actually. The streaming number were humongous before it was got, airplay, and even the sales are really good, so I think you can count on, people's taste, and also, the community as a whole that listened to this song multiple times that contributed to its success.
That makes sense. I just think it's interesting how a lot of today's teenagers have singled out that song out of all of the Uzi songs, and how that one has become the one that has really been the groundbreaking one, you know?
It is because, as everyone said it's actually relatable to a lot of people. Like, it is more relatable than Logic's Suicide song, as I want to say here.
Let's not talk about that.
No, let's not go to Logic today. How about that?
I feel like XO Tour Life has a lot of replay value because for a song about like depression, it's actually sort of like fast paced and semi upbeat with its melody.
Yeah.
It gives you the feeling
Yeah.
like that you should put it on repeat, and that a lot of other songs like can't pull off as well as it has. So I feel like that drove more people to, when they first saw the song, listen to it again, and that sort of propelled it to like top the charts and, well, not top, but like go high up there and get popular.
Yeah.
That actually makes a lot of sense, especially since a lot of the other emo trap I've heard kind of seems to be in a similar vein. Like it's catchy and fast paced, but it's also really depressing. And I think that's one thing that a lot of emo trap may be doing that maybe emo music wasn't really doing in the 2000s. Yeah. I mean, some songs did, and those were the ones that I think got more popular, like Welcome to the Black Parade or Face Down by the Red Jumpsuit Apparatus. But I mean, look at Brand New. They didn't have any chart success whatsoever, and their most well-known song is Jesus Christ, which is not upbeat at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
All right, so I think we've covered Love Is a Rage 1.5 to death for the shortest. I count the shortest project we have in this lineup, but second shortest. So let's move on to get this one out of the way. Call Me When You're Sober Part 1, or that's what it's called, right?
Yeah. Call Me When You're Sober Part 1 by Lil Peep.
By Lil Peep. All right.
Yeah. Little Bo Peep. Little
yeah.
Peep.
Yeah. I'm just gonna be straight about this one. This one is garbage. Just the worst. Yeah. Okay. This is definitely a lot closer to what I describe as emo music because it's a lot more depressing, like in its subject matter. It's guitar based, kind of. It still has a trap percussion that you come to expect from most trap music. And, like, instrumentally, it's not terrible. It's not great or anything. It's not groundbreaking. It's, like, passable, I guess. But Lil Peep is just the worst singer I've heard in my life. I don't think he can hit a note, genuinely. And he seems to think that singing more loudly means he's singing better, which is not true. It actually makes him worse. It's tedious slog of records, but in fact it's 23 minutes long. It's short, but it feels like forever because he just drones on. He just floods the track with this terrible noise. And the lyrics are all just generic emo trash. I don't want to listen to this ever. It's like a 2 out of 10. It's terrible.
And that's one of the main problems with where emo trap is going, is that you are going to get some artists that can't pull off that sort of singing style that Uzi was doing on XO Tour Llif3, and Lil Peep, arguably, at least to me, isn't one of them. I mean, I can tolerate his voice a lot more than you can. I personally thought the project was a 6 out of 10. It's pretty decent, especially in the production side of things. But, yeah, I don't think it'd be fair to expect all the emo trap to be as good as XO Tour Llif3, and I think this is kind of an example of where, yeah, it's kind of not.
Lil Peep voice sound more punkier than emo. I was gonna say. I feel like his voice is matched perfectly with a 5 seconds of summer song because he sounded like one of the singers on that band. So yeah, I think that's my 2 cents on it.
So basically, I'm really fascinated with Lil Peep because he has like a long discography dating back, like, even before XO Tour Llif3, and yet he has somehow managed to make it sound like he's conforming to XO Tour Llif3 style. And don't get me wrong, I like really love this mixtape album, whatever it is, and I think it has some good songs, has some bad moments. I don't think Lil Peep can sing, but he's sort of charming in a way because he can't sing. That might just be me looking for the good and the bad, but overall, I thought this was a good album that's just has some spots of bad that could be fixed, but knowing Lil Peep's track record, he probably won't fix them because it's part of his style. Overall, it's just really good.
I can see that.
Alright.
I think we are done with Lil Peep.
So now I think we should talk about who is, in my opinion, one of the other groundbreakers in the emo trap movement, because this guy, he also came up pretty naturally out of the woodwork on SoundCloud and managed to get a top 40 hit this year. Of course, I'm talking about XXXTentacion, and we're going to talk about his project Revenge for a bit here.
I heard Look at Me back in February, and you don't remember, that was a very controversial song, I'm going to say. And I guess I was expecting a project more in that style, and I'm not sure that's what we got. A lot of like loud bass production, him kind of scream rapping, and some edgy lyrics, if I'm being honest. And I love Look at Me. So I was pretty excited to hear a project in that style. I don't think we got that, really. Like, there's Young Brats and Rip Roach also, which are actually a lot more bass-heavy and screamy than Look at Me. And those end up being some of my favorite tracks alongside Look at Me. But for over half the project, you just get, like, these very quiet, kind of restrained, subtle songs where he's kind of, like, mumbling. It's a really terrible mix of him, being honest. I can barely hear him. And then he just kind of breaks out at one point and starts screaming emo nonsense. It's not good. Not a bad project, because there are enough good songs. It's pleasant enough background noise, but it's not what I want from an XXXTentacion project. Give it a 6 out of 10. It's okay, I guess. Listen to Look at Me. If you like Look at Me, listen to like Young Brats or Rip Roach, but other than that, it's not really a necessary addition to my musical listening experience, I don't think.
As a whole, this album, or this mixtape, I should say, it's kind of a mess. First, you got, like, Look at Me and Rip Roach or Young Brats, which is, like, really crash, really heavy on bass, really vulgar in a way that everyone likes. But then you got songs like Looking for a Star, which is a pop radio patlum that is just not fit for XXXTentacion at all, as he drenches the auto-tune. It's just unpleasant song overall. And then you got King, which is the heavy metal part of this album, even if, like, the part of that heavy metal is, like, in the end. Actually, this one is my favorite part of the album, because XXX is actually really good at writing this song, because the backstory here is, like, he's, like, writing this song while in jail, so yeah. I give it an 8 out of 10. A lot of good stuff in there, especially Slipknot. Slipknot is actually one of the best songs of 2017 so far. So yeah.
Yeah, that's the interesting thing with this project, is that X covers a lot of different styles, and I personally like all of them. I mean, this is pretty unpopular, but in my opinion, Look at Me is the worst song on the project. Simply because the lyrics are just so... I mean, I get, like, that's his appeal with a lot of his tracks, and I've heard him say stuff like that on other songs, but this song, his delivery is kind of bored. I mean, he steps it up on the second verse, but the first verse, he's just kind of, like, talking, and it's not really as catchy.
Hey.
Exactly.
Hey.
He's just kind of like, hey.
I like Matua Germes.
Instead of just being like, hey, like, I don't know, I just think it could have been a little bit more something there. But the rest of the project, to me, is pretty good. I do think that, like, I Don't Want to Do This Anymore feels more like a demo than a finished song, and the mixing is arguably pretty terrible on songs like Kane and Valentine, but I still like those ones. I mean, Valentine has always kind of been an in one ear, out the other for me, but I've always enjoyed it while it's on. And King, oh my goodness, King is by far my favorite X song. I absolutely love it. It is There's some
Yeah.
poor vocal mixing, I will admit that, but to me that only adds to what X is going for with that sound. And it's just, man, it blows me away every time. I absolutely love it. And Looking for a Star, which was produced by Diplo, I think it's cool that X worked with Diplo. And the vocal effects on that song are so weird, but it works so well. And that's partially why I love that song so much, is because it dares to do a lot of weird things with like the vocals and the beat and the bridge. And of course there is Young Brats and Rip Roach at the end, which we've talked about. Young Brats I'm not too keen on, just because it feels more like a standard X song, not really something that really stands out. But Rip Roach is just great. Everything about it's great. So yeah, it's one of my favorite projects of the year so far. I mean, like, top 20 favorite. It's pretty good. I like it a lot. And I'm really excited for X's upcoming album 17, which is supposed to be dropping on the 25th. So hopefully he sticks to that, because I really want to check it out. But until then, he has released some other songs. His song, known as Revenge, or Garrett's Revenge, is this really good...
Oh, I love that one.
It's this really good, almost like folk tune that's really good. So,
As a country fan, I approve that. As a country fan, I approve that.
Yeah, like, X gets 2 thumbs up from me. I like the guy.
So, this is one of my favorite albums of all time.
Yes.
But it could have been better. It had some sort of moments where, I felt like X could have done better. Like, Valentine was just sort of, like, there. If it weren't for that, it'd probably be top 10 albums of all time. And a lot of people were expecting something in the style of Look at Me. And I feel like X is really good when he does that style, but he's even better when he, like, goes into different, like, styles that you wouldn't expect from somebody like him. Like, I was just casually listening to the album, and Looking for a Star came on, and it just sort of threw me out of the whole mood, but I was really interested. So, and Looking for a Star is probably one of the best songs of the year, and a lot of the other songs there are, like, really great. Like, I Don't Want to Do This Anymore is, like, the beat switch on there is, like, phenomenal. Best moment of 2017, except it's not. Look at Me, all-time classic, deserved to make the 2017 year-end list.
Holding for it to do so.
Rip Roach.
I think someone will complain about if Look at Me.
A lot of people
become
will.
a hit. Yeah.
We don't sub-talk on this podcast.
Yeah. Slipknot, has a lot of iconic lines. Ski Mask was on there. Ski Mask, deserves better, than X. He's a very good rapper. Just a lot of bops on this album, but if Valentine weren't on there, it could be a lot better. I'm not one for ratings, but this is a 10 out of 10. So,
Okay.
yeah.
And now we're going to move on to the last project today, Killmart by some people.
The Pool Boy and, Kill Station.
Yeah, those guys.
Kill Station was on Revenge, by the way.
Oh, yeah, it's like the X Cult.
Yeah, the X Cult. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Alright, so I've started off the rest of these, so I'll start off this one. This project is very short. I'm not going to try to call it much of a project.
5 minutes.
Yeah, it's like almost 6, but I know a lot of songs that are longer than this. It's a good 6 minutes, though. Nice bass beats, trap percussion, all that stuff. It's good. Good bops. Just all 3 of them. Not much to say about it, though. It's not like... It doesn't stand out much, but it's nice while you're listening. You can throw it on a party for a bit. You do well with it. Guys have nice flows. It's a good album. 7 out of 10.
So this one confuses me, especially the song called Tears, which has a lot of samples, a lot of good samples, but the mixing on all this song is just really wonky. Like, you got the song Tears, you got, like, a lot of samples here and there, but it doesn't really match up too well. It doesn't really flow in, which is, like, the reason why I love trap rap in the first place, is that they put bunch of stuff come in, and you still get cohesive stuff around it. But this is just really messy project. And from Kill Station, that is just I heard better from him. I heard better. Gotta give it a 4 out of 10.
Yeah, honestly, this was like a weird little project. I don't even know what I think of it, honestly. I wasn't a fan of it. It just kind of felt like X's shtick being done not as good. The guys' voices were kind of annoying, and that's all I really got out of it.
So if you asked me to if you played the songs for me and asked me to put a name to both of them, like without the chorus, I couldn't tell you. They all sound the same, and I can't tell them apart. But they're very good songs, and it's probably one of my favorite EPs. But like, I like how the names, like Blood, Sweat, and Tears, even though it sounds like no work was put into this, it's like juxtaposition or something. And also that they like use this one synth for one of the songs, and it's just the one synth like played over and over again, and only a snap. It's minimalist and it fits the style, and it's overall just really good. It's a good 6 minutes, but you're not gonna like take your time out of the day to put the 6 minutes on repeat, so it doesn't have much replay value, but what is there is pretty good for first listen, I'd say.
Alright, so that concludes all 4 products you want. Oh, you're talking about 6 like?
Well, those were like the main ones that all of us have heard, but there is a lot more to emo trap to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
That is like we're just scratching the surface. We
Yeah, we can really cram it all into one podcast. You can go on for hours and hours. Just like SoundCloud, Google, emo trap.
Oh yeah, I have like a bunch more albums that I could have said.
Yeah, so one interesting thing I think is the album Free Black by Black, or Six Lack, because he spells it like that, even though he's like, it's pronounced Black, but come on, it looks like Six Lack. I always read it in my head as Six Lack. And his album came out about, I want to say 4 months before XO Tour Llif3, because it came out in November of 2016, and it's like this really dark trap influenced music, and he sings over all of it, and it does get pretty depressing. The lead single, Problems, is a really good indicator of that, as he talks about all of these problems in his life, and it becomes a bit overwhelming after a while, but that's kind of like the point. So yeah, that I personally love that album. I mean, I've only heard it twice, and I can't quite distinguish all the songs yet, but it's a very solid project. It's like an 8 out of 10.
I didn't listen to it. It was too long. Not even that long.
I've heard Black, and honestly, the production is really great, but Black is just not a compelling singer, at least for me. His voice doesn't really have a lot of emotion, which is like, the point of this album, but at least just like, get a little bit like, has some range to it. This one is just, the flat tone doesn't really work for me, to be honest. Probably this album wasn't for me. This album is 5 out of 10.
So, this is also one of my favorite albums of all time. Probably top 10 at this point, and basically, it's like the pinnacle of vibe music, and it's also mixed with R&B, which is also really great. And I feel like he pulls off both styles very well. Like, I know some people don't like Free, and because it's boring, and like, I get that, but at some point, it just clicks to become, like, it feels like I'm in a car moving and trying to sleep, and but listening to it, it's honestly a really great feeling. And also, Problems was really good. A good song about problems, because that's the title. And overall, just a really good album, but like 2 songs felt like filler, and they should be removed. But honestly, that doesn't really detract from the album as a whole.
There's one more thing that I want to talk about, It's this mixtape from a guy named Trippie Redd. Is that right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Red.
he's making some waves right now on the SoundCloud charts with his song
Love Scars.
Love Scars. That's the one. And last I checked, it was like number 13 worldwide, number 9 in the U.S. I'm gonna check again right now.
It's impressive.
It's gone. It's still 9 in the U.S. and
It's after Coachella.
still 13 worldwide. So yeah, it's pretty huge on SoundCloud right now.
Yeah.
And so I decided to listen to this guy's mixtape in preparation for this, and oh my gosh, I did not like it. Like, I hate to say it. I think Love Scars is a pretty captivating song, but to me this was just 36 minutes of this guy who sounds kind of like Uzi, but more annoying, just like wailing over decent trap beats that didn't really stand out. That's all it really was to me. I can see the appeal, but like this is kind of the lane of trap or emo trap that just doesn't really cut it for me because it just feels like a bunch of second-rate XO Tour Llif3s. So it's only like a 4 out of 10 for me, I hate to say.
Oh, by the way, the Lil Peep album is called "Come Over When You're Sober." "Call Me When You're Sober" is an Evanescence song.
Oh, yeah.
That's actually, now think about it, way better than anything on "Come Over When You're Sober." I don't even like that song, but
So, Trippie Redd's mixtape, "A Love Letter to You," was really phenomenal, and I feel like Trippie Redd could make some serious plays in the game right now, because basically he got big because he's related to famous Jaxx, and so people started checking him out, and now he's probably going to have a charting song for famous Jaxx, and I find that really funny because it'd be like if Ski Mask got a song before X. It just doesn't work. But Trippie Redd is probably better than famous Jaxx, like music wise, and I think that Trippie Redd is a genius.
Yeah.
Blade of Woe, good song. Love Scars, probably best song of 2017. I'm not sure yet.
Dang.
So
They were done now.
yeah.
all right. So that's it. Maybe we'll make some more podcasts. We probably won't though.
Next up on TMIPOTI, we are covering 2007 year-end chart.
Next up on TMIPOTI, we're covering 2019's year-end list. Good night, everyone.
Yeah, who knows when we'll be back. But yeah, huge thanks to the boy Gucci for coming out for this podcast. And
Yeah, I'm just sad that I didn't get to talk about my new mixtape, Drop Top Wop. I feel like that would have been
Oh yeah, Met Gala is my favorite song. Oh my.
yeah. Also listen to my song Both. It's gonna be on the year-end list. I hope it tops all of your best lists, and if it doesn't, I will
it
send
will,
my
it
shooters to your house. Okay, good night, everyone, or good morning. I don't care when you're watching this because I'm rich.
It'll probably be the night.
Good night.
so yeah, that pretty much concludes this. If you're interested at all in checking out all this emo trap, you should do that. There's not links in the description because I don't feel like putting them there. But yeah, just look up these projects. There's so much more emo trap out there on SoundCloud, DatPiff, Spotify, etc. So yeah, feel free to go looking for it. But until then, this has been the most irrelevant podcast on the internet, and we're signing off.
Yay. Bye.
Bye.
Oh boy, I can't wait for this file to corrupt.